Gotta go over here.
All right, buddy, grab that beer. And while Dougie grabs that, I will welcome everybody back to Wildemount. So when we last saw the party, they had arrived in Bysaes Tyl, seeking some well-deserved rest. They resolved a situation involving a thug trying to sell Theron's sword and Ithrie, the blacksmith. Zarxius introduced old friends, Kayseth and Jerry, to Ragnus over at the New Blood Tavern, and spent quite lavishly on some drinking. And the party just generally took some time to explore the new areas of town. Zakkid stumbled upon the Teahouse, where his companions had to fish him from much later in the night. Shane spoke a little more about the group who had abducted Andros. She gave information on the members, where they were known to operate. And after an eventful evening of conversation and drinking, the party was offered rooms by Kayseth in the back of the New Blood Tavern. Simple accommodations, but it is there that you settled in for the night, and it was a good night's rest for the most part for most of you. The sun is now starting to crest over the eastern palisade walls of Bysaes Tyl. About 8 a.m. here on a fresh, cold Horisol morning. You see your breath in the air amongst the in the cold here, and a new day has dawned on Bysaes Tyl. And with that, adventurers, what would you like to do?
So Zakkid, just as tradition dictates, is going to get up and kind of... he's going to, once again, kind of strangely, he's going to fly up and he's going to like perch on top of this place and do a prayer to the Mother.
Okay, cool. Flapping up there, you have a beautiful view of the city up there, of the sun rising over the frosted forest peaks to the east there, Zakkid, as you do your morning ritual.
At the point of Zakkid, like, leaving the tent, Ragus would be outside doing push-ups. Morning, Birdman!
Zakkid will just kind of like watch him do the push-ups, like head noticeably moving up and down just before he takes off. Says nothing. He's kind of in like a mid-morning prayer trance.
Wonder what that was all about. Just goes back. Where are you going?
You'll hear Zakkid just like loudly. Well, okay, not loudly, like not obnoxious, because I know not all the gods are enjoyed around, but loudly enough for anyone in the immediate vicinity to kind of hear my prayer.
All right. So as you guys are doing that, Rok just kind of steps outside too, kind of polishing off the end of his staff. Kind of looks at you, Zarxius. I'll follow you for a while there, big guy.
Come along, buddy. always fun time somewhere together.
Sorry. Go ahead if you had more to do there, Zakkid.
Well, I was just gonna say, Zakkid kind of remembering last night's encounter in the Teahouse, and mentioned that the owners, forget how she's related to him. A friend of the Teahouse owner owns a store close by, and he's gonna go look for it.
All right, wandering out in that general direction is Zakkid, and passing under a rope bridge there, you smell the familiar smell of herbs that was so prevalent in the tea house there, and this flickering light in this building right beside you there seems to have a kind of a matching pungent aroma of like fresh woodland bric-a-brac, things that would be made in potions, things of this nature.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow my nose and just kind of enter the first building I see.
Follow your nose.
Follow your nose.
So, you're a younger-looking gentleman there, elvish gentleman, long black hair, was just kind of straightening up the stalks. He turns around, looks at you with a polite smile. Oh, hello. Good morning to you. What brings you into the shop today? Anything I can help you find?
Just like, oh, good morning. Nothing in particular. I was just recommended your store from a proprietor just beside here, so I thought I'd come check it out.
Yes, that you must have spoken to Amandra over at the Teahouse there.
That's the one.
Yes, she owns both shops here. This is more of a general supply store here. Some of the finer items are available in the Teahouse, but I'm happy to show you the stocks if you're interested.
I'd love to see them. Thank you.
Very well, and he begins showing you around the shop. You see well-stocked shelves, items behind glass cases, preserved, interesting-looking insects, flowers, all manner of items that can be made into potions, and then many potions themselves with little tags, kind of most written in Elvish, describing their purpose and what they can do.
Zakkid is gonna browse through this kind of like almost menu of all the goods. He looks around, sees things on the shelves, and he's gonna pick up a potion of growth.
Okay.
And a potion of... Let me make sure I have enough. Yeah, and a... Oh man, there's so much that I can fuck around. Of greater healing.
Okay, so a greater healing and a potion of growth. Okay, so...
And a filter. Does that say filter? Yeah, filter of love.
Filter of love. He kind of gives you a knowing smile as he hands you over that one. It's like, oh yes, one of our most popular potions here at the shop, and at any herbalist shop, I've been told.
Yeah, he's just gonna look it over and not really truly knowing what it is. Just excitedly puts it in his pocket.
Very good.
Actually, how much is that? So being... Oh shit, did you already take the money? Oh, you good?
Yeah, you're all good. They're all in your inventory there, yeah.
Alright, a little bit lighter on the waist belt and his coin purse. He's just gonna kind of replace the coin with the potions. And he's gonna kind of take one last little browse around and just say, you have quite the wares here. I think I will be visiting again. And then just kind of like give him like an awkward wave goodbye.
Very good. Thank you very much for your business. I hope to see you again.
As do I. Thank you. And I'm just gonna kind of walk back into the city. I guess
right.
Oh, good.
I was gonna say, Zarxius was also going to ask about like potions. He would not have guessed to go to the herbalist to do it, but but since he was already there, I figured I'd just go ahead and chime in to save some time. So Zarxius and Rok will head that direction too.
Okay.
And let me pull the menu back up here.
So you would just go over to your journal tab, and then under the Bysaes Tyl
Bysaes
folder,
Tyl,
it should be Gladowen Herbs and Potions. Is the name of
Perfect.
that.
There it is. Oh, he's got herbs and potions. Then that makes sense. I was like, man, that's awesome. That's not where I expected to go, but I'll take it.
They do things a little different here in the City of the Elves.
Yeah. So I was mainly wanting to look for another potion of flying, but none there. No.
Yeah, the man behind the counter just clicks his tongue disappointedly. No, I haven't seen one of those in here for some time. I'll make sure to mention to Miss Gladowen that we have eager buyers.
Perfect. Well, I would be interested in this poisoner's kit, and I think 50 gold pieces is a very reasonable price. So I will take that, and I'll just go ahead and do that, Ryan. I'll hit the purchase. So if I hit purchase, do you have to okay that?
So if you click purchase, it should show up in the chat, and then we say okay. Yeah, the other way you can do it is I can just drag it into your inventory, and it will automatically deduct. But that's
okay. Well, see, that's what
I like the chat.
Double up,
No, it's all good, dude. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, because it goes in the chat, and then it seems like it feels like a transaction and all that. So the man happily takes your 50 gold and hands over a green leather skin kit with as you open it up to investigate the contents inside. Yeah, all that you need to craft some poisons.
And then I will take this potion of water breathing. That could be fun.
Water breathing, always fun.
And
right.
I wanted to buy that too.
Yeah. Well, see, I thought about going with the love potion too, but I was like, let's be honest, I don't need that.
I don't need that shit.
Yeah. Except for the bald elf. The bald elf is the only one that's ever turned me down. So, well, I won't take that. I'll take that back. She's the only one where I haven't had a chance. I got that other chick right where I want her.
There's still time. Yeah.
So I think that's all I wanted here. Because that poisoner's kit that comes with vials and stuff in it, doesn't it?
Yeah. If we just it should be in the description of the item there too. But yeah, whatever it says under poisoner's kit 5e, that'll be
okay. Perfect.
Yeah, whatever you can. Yeah, we'll dip into that. Yeah, as it comes up.
And I guess I'll take 2 of these potions of healing too.
Okay, very good.
So, and then can you look in Rok's inventory?
Mm-hmm.
Is he carrying any potions of healing?
Rok has 1 potion of healing. Yes, he shows you in his little pouch.
Okay. I'll go ahead and I'll grab 1 more of those and give it to him. I'll just pay for it.
Okay.
And then can you move that from my inventory to Rok's?
Absolutely. So you hand over your 3rd potion of healing there over to Rok, who now has 2 in his inventory as well.
Okay. And man, I'm wondering if I should be carrying a greater healing, because those are handy.
Potions
I'm gonna take a potion of greater healing too.
Right on.
And actually, I am going to also give that to Rok too.
Okay. Get that over to Rok's inventory as well. The man behind the counter never poor way to spend money, especially for you adventuring types.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that Rok would one here. I guess we can tell him, when he gets here, we can tell him it's there, and he can look. So yeah, so we'll just thank him and leave, and head back towards the tent to.
Perfect.
So the other thing I was going to look for is there like a I'm trying to think how to explain what I want. Like a tinker, like I want like. Is there anybody that makes like little, how like Rok makes little wooden toys?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody that does that kind of thing here?
Yeah. Go ahead and make an investigation check, Zarxius.
Okay.
Ooh, first roll of the night.
Yeah, and it's me investigating. It's always terrible. Hey, that's not terrible.
Hey, not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. Yeah, you're able to strike up some friendly conversation with a few of the passerby there, and without too much trouble, you ascertain that there is a man named Deshaun Galusea, and he is a notable woodworker in the town, and they head you in his direction. I will type his name in the chat there.
Perfect. So, Rok and myself will head to wherever his place is at. There it is.
Lug'Car said it. My bad. But yeah, it's so it's actually, they do point you in the region just up here, just by the Teahouse.
Okay. So yeah,
we'll guys head in that. Oh. Yeah, you head in that direction. You come across you're just making your way through the northern end of town there. Things people getting their wares out for sale, people bustling back and forth as the morning starts to hit full stride here. You come across the beautifully ornately rustic but beautifully carved exterior of this little building here. We're just gonna theater the mind. You guys step up to the front steps. It smells like fresh varnish. The smell of fresh cut wood, very prevalent in the air. And you peer inside, and you do see it seems like an older elf man. He's got a pair of spectacles on, long brown hair, kind of pulled back. He's sitting down at a woodworker's table there, and he's just kind of focused on his work there. He's working on. You can't pick it up right now, but just from what you see, he appears to be hitting what appears to be a chisel with a little wood block, and he's just kind of making little tiny intricate carvings on whatever project he's working on.
Okay, so I'll walk up to him and say, so what time of day? Oh, it's in the morning.
Yep.
Good morning, sir. I had a odd request, but something very specific. I was wondering if you could help me with. And as we walk in, I'm gonna kind of like, oh, look at all this stuff, like kind of as if Rok were a child and we walked into a toy store.
Look at that one, buddy.
Yeah, just to kind of get him to like go look for stuff, like see what's going on.
Okay, yeah, you see Rok's eyes kind of, wide in amazement. His creations to be usually more of the mechanical variety, but he sees some of these beautifully carved wooden small things. He can't resist looking around at them.
Sure.
Deshaun, meanwhile, has looked up from his work there. He's kind of tilted his spectacles back under his down his nose, taking you in. He's like, "Oh, good morrow to you there too, sir. Yes, of course, my shop is open to all who wish to peruse. Is there anything specifically you have in mind?"
Yeah, there actually is something very specific. How good are you at doing like miniatures of people?
I've been commissioned to complete many such projects over the years. Yes, it's Not something I do often, but I'm more than willing to for the right customer.
So I'll reach into my bag and I'll pull out the duck that I got from Rok at the very beginning, and
Okay.
and I'm gonna set it on the counter, and then say to him, I'm wondering if you could make a person to ride this duck for me. They don't necessarily have to mechanically interact with it. Just someone to, sit on it and ride it. And I have a vague idea of what I want this person to look like, and I'm going to go very in depth and describe that elven scout, and that I've been been bothering, and act like it's not a specific person, but I am going to down to the T explain what this lady looks like, and yeah, and just wondering if you could make something like that.
Yes. So he's kind of just taking notes as you're describing this character, and he's like, "Yes, this doesn't sound like it should be too much trouble. When do you need this piece by?"
I mean, as soon as you can, but I know that it is not right to rush talented artiste as yourself.
He smiles humbly, and he says, "Commission this small. I would ask perhaps 2 gold pieces."
That is very reasonable, and I'm very happy with that. But do you think that could your timetable be sped forward or sped up by maybe a couple more pieces?
Yeah. His face obviously considers this. He said, "Yes, good sir. I will. I can make this my top priority. You can have it by, I'd say, the noon hour."
Perfect.
If you were to return.
Yeah, and I'll just go ahead and reach into my pocket, and I'll give him 5 gold pieces, and
all right,
and say I very much appreciate you. Do you need the duck to make sure that your proportions are right, your size is right?
Yes, it would certainly help if you're able to leave the duck here. I could make it a perfect fit, as it were.
Perfect. I do feel it necessary to tell you that this duck is very, very special to me. It actually was built by my friend over there, who is also very talented in what he does. So please do take very good care of it.
Of course, my friend, of course.
And the only other thing I could ask is, do you have any I was wanting to paint my duck. Do you have any paint that I could buy from you, or do I know where I can go to get this?
Yes, if you wish to complete the job yourself, I can certainly sell you some paint. I have no problem performing this task myself, either, if you tell me which colors you like.
I would just like it. I think just make it the colors of a normal duck. That's what I'm trying to think is how. Just make it the most beautiful duck that you've ever seen, but not tacky. Not gaudy.
Of course not, sir. And he relates to you a tale, Zarxius, of There are many beautiful waterfowl of Elvis legend. None really living in the forest amongst these elves here, but he gives you a brief description of one that seems to have quite beautiful plumage, and offers that as his baseline model for coloring this thing.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
Very good, very good, very good. It will be done.
Thank you, sir. And then
Thank
I'll
you.
walk back over to Rok and say, do you see anything you need, that kind of thing. And
Yeah,
I'll tell Jess, that it's there, but like I wouldn't guess he'd really want anything,
Yeah, Rok seems pretty indecisive this morning. He's kind of just, wandering, going with the flow. He seems to kind of just shrug, and he's like, "Oh, I'll follow you there, Zarxius."
Perfect. So then I'll walk back down towards Zakkid and Ragnus.
All right. So as the morning wears on, and you guys Ragnus, you finished your morning workouts. It seems you guys have all had a chance to do a little bit of early morning shopping.
Perfect.
You hear some heavy sounding footsteps kind of marching down the street towards you guys, and you see what appears to be a somewhat familiar face. It is Watchmaster Lug'Car, accompanied by two of his elite warriors there. He catches sight of you all there, loitering the street. Ah, you lot. You've returned to Bysaes Tyl, have you? I hear you've been working for the Starosta. I'm sure he's updated you as to the state of our investigation into Passes Boreas.
Just like looking over at Zarxius. What is going on?
Zarxius will look over at him and say, "Hey, Bird, you want to take care of this?"
Zakkid's like quite noticeably distant from everyone, and he's just gonna walk up at like a pretty steady pace, really close to him, and just say, "Oh, we've just gotten into town. We haven't had time to see him yet."
Oh. Well, allow me to update you on the status then. My men have been searching his private quarters, and we have questioned dozens in the city. Mounds of evidence, corroborating the documents found in Passes Boreas' desk, which tied him to organized crime. We've made several more arrests already. I must thank you for helping root out corruption within our city. I know our last meeting was less than cordial. I hope you can understand the response of my town guard to an unknown threat.
Zakkid's gonna look at him very earnestly and just say, "It was never our intention for that to end up how it did, but the situation got out of hand. We all make mistakes."
Yes, perhaps it all worked out the way it was supposed to, as this investigation has opened up many more interesting leads. Many more questions now remain unanswered. Listen, it appears Passes was involved in a well-organized crime syndicate. I have much more information about this group, but limited opportunities to act as Watchmaster of only a single city. You all, on the other hand, are travelers. This group I speak of has nodes and tendrils all across Wildemount. If you are all truly interested in preserving the rule of law, come find me later at the administration building. There's plenty more criminals to be hunted down, if you're interested.
Zakkid's gonna look over the party and kind of look back at him. Look back over at the party.
Zarxius, upon seeing this, he lifts his head a little bit, because he's kind of like, whenever he walked up, the watchmaster walked up. Zarxius is not as forgiving as Zakkid is, so he kind of like turned his back to him a little bit, and just kind of talking to Ragnus and stuff, like not really paying a whole lot of attention to him. But upon hearing this, Zarxius will kind of turn to him, and he kind of gets a smirk on his face and says, bounty hunters, huh? That sounds fun. And he'll turn to Ragnus and say, what do you think, big man? You want to use that axe?
Just having fucking dying over here.
And I'll
okay.
and Zarxius will kind of look back at Zakkid and say, it sounds good to us. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna take my friend here to go get a little bit of the hair of the dog. We'll get him set right, and he'll just kind of tap, smack Ragnus on the back and walk towards the door for the new Blood Tavern.
I'll just follow along.
Yeah. So and Rok I guess Rok can, whatever you want to do, he can come with us, or he can stay with
Rok
the
will
key.
kind of shrug his shoulders and be like, well, I guess I'm with you guys there for a bit.
All right. So yeah, we'll go in the tavern.
Zakkid will just turn back and say, which one's the administration building? Just like very candidly. Like, I don't know this town.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the building in which our previous misunderstanding took place within. It has since been cleaned.
Zakkid will just kind of nod knowingly. And then he's actually going to start beelining it over to, Ithrie, the blacksmith?
Ithrie the blacksmith, yeah.
Ithrie.
The town entrance there?
Yeah, so I'm going to start slowly making my way over to him, going to see how progress on the armor has come along.
Okay. Lug'Car kind of just nods at you as you go on and continues patrolling about the city. As Zakkid makes his way to the front of the city there, Zarxius, you've settled into the tavern there with Ragnus and Rok. Kayseth there behind the bar. Jerry's actually at a table. He's eating some meat on a plate, just ripping into it. Kayseth kind of looks over to him and like, hey, Jerry, I mean, just show some manners there in front of our honored guest here.
So
use a fork and a knife like I taught you. And Jerry just kind of goes back to just munching away with his mouth.
So Zarxius, as he walks in and sees Jerry, he's like, and she says that, like, Zarxius is gonna like stand up and look at Jerry, and like, a lot like Ace Ventura. Have you guys seen Ace Ventura?
Oh yeah.
The please.
Yeah.
that he's like totally gonna do that right in Jerry's face. Knowing that Jerry's not going to have any reaction to it at all.
Hungry fellow?
Yeah. And
nice.
So then I'll walk up to Kayseth and say, Ragnus over here, he really liked what you had to offer last night. Drink wise. Well,
jeez, my skin might be red, but I still can blush here, Zarxius.
No. I wouldn't wish Ragnus upon any woman. But I was wondering if you maybe had something that would take the edge off over there. He needs to calm down. He wants to use that axe really, really bad. And in a town, where a lot of your structures are in trees, nobody wants that to happen.
She just kind of shakes her head. She pulls out a couple mugs. It's like, well, it's probably a little early for liquor, but let's start with a nice mead. If you need something harder, You know where I'll be.
Perfect. I thank you very much, and I'll take the 2 meads and set them in front of him as if they were 2 little shot glasses. And say, "Here you go, buddy. Here's a start. We'll see how that treats you."
And she slams it. Cheers. Chugs it down.
All right, and then we'll just hang out there for a while. I don't really have anything else I was wanting from her or anything.
No problem. Kayseth, as always, keeps you guys drinks well filled as you're chatting away there into the morning. Meanwhile, Zakkid over at the entrance of the city there, you've made your way to Ithrie. And he greets you, almost anticipating your arrival. He was working on a completely different project, but he has the foresight to immediately reach back and present to you the adamantine armour that you had presented him there. He said, "I worked through the night to ensure I would get it done, my friend." He bows his head as he offers it back to you there. And you see he's completed the etching, a beautiful etching of the platinum dragon. It even seems to be inlaid with some kind of metal alloy that you don't quite recognize, but it gives it like a bluish, like it's filled in the low points of this like relief carving with this cool blue alloy. Very beautiful.
Zakkid's gonna kind of like take and kind of like hold it up, kind of like so the sun hits it, just kind of very picturesque, like looking at a work of art in the form of armor. And is just gonna bow as well, kind of as a show of respect, and just say, "I couldn't have asked for more. This is perfect. Thank you."
I'm honored, my friend. Honored to memorialize a friend.
And now he can travel with us wherever he is.
As I said, I am but a simple craftsman. If you are truly wishing for the blessing of the Platinum Dragon to be conferred, you should take the armor to the Dragon House, known as Lug'Car in our city.
Like Zakkid's gonna look around unknowingly of like exactly what this is, and try and kind of get a hint out of exactly where this temple is.
Yeah, Caladril there, his assistant, notices you kind of struggling to make it out as you look around, and she steps forward, and she's like, "I can take you there if you like. I got a little bit of a break here. I'll show you exactly where it is. One of the 3 main temples in the city."
Zakkid excitingly says, "Lead the way."
All right.
And can you ping the woodworker's house? I just want to throw
Yeah, absolutely. So just back over by the Teahouse, and it was just this first grass hut building right here. Woodworker shop. Yeah, so Caladril begins to lead you off. Right then, be back in a flash there, Ithrie. And she begins to lead you off in the direction. She sends you off in the direction of this. I don't know if you can see my ping there. Up in the top northeastern corner of the city, there is a. Yeah, no problem, Sam. There's kind of like a spire, 3 kind of connecting towers here at the top northeast corner, and they appear to be very, very well revered towers of great rapport. And she begins to lead you over in the direction of what is known as Lug'Car in Elvish, or Dragon House, the Temple of the Platinum Dragon.
Yeah, so Zakkid's just going to kind of follow along, kind of keep an eye on the city, and so he's going to enter, kind of like proudly holding the armor.
All right, so we'll get you guys up there. So as you make your way over there, Zakkid, before you actually get to the Calandra will actually take you up one of these spiral wooden staircases here. And it's the first time you have actually ascended. Well, you've flown up there, of course, a couple times yourself, but it's the first time your party has actually ascended via the many staircases, spiral staircases that lead up into the upper canopy of the Bysaes Tyl here. And Caledril is just going to kind of, as she's motioning around, you see these beautiful, you're up on the level now where you see you're walking along these beautiful rope bridges that are strung across and you see people kind of bustling back and forth. But the people up here in this level seem to be more well-dressed, well-heeled individuals, political figures, scholars, monks, people of this type. Caledril kind of just points out a couple of features here and there until you get to... Yes, the Shrine of the Platinum Dragon. And as you enter, you proudly brandishing the armor, as you said. Let me go ahead and get your token on the page here, Zakkid.
This is a sweet map.
There you are. And I think we're missing one person here. Put this altar over here. So as you enter, you see a massive stone carving of a dragon sticking out of the wall of this circular, this tall circular. First of all, yeah, it's a very high, tall, arching spire that you're standing at, a very tall ceiling. Stone altars to your left, and yeah, a massive stone carving of a imposing looking dragon sticking out from the wood. There's a few quiet worshippers in the pews kind of facing what appears to be a spiral staircase going up to an upper level. You see an older elf directly to your left, sitting on a chair there. Seems to be wearing much of the fine vestments that you were used to seeing Theron with a pair herself there. And over on the far side of the temple, you see the unmistakable form of Shane, and she is kind of just she's actually kneeling right now, interesting enough, and she is in prayer.
So Zakkid's just gonna kind of like, knowing that he's entering kind of like a holier place, will walk in with, the due respect that it deserves. Kind of very slowly walking in, taking in the environment. He's gonna notice Shane, but he's not gonna go
some temple
over.
Music.
Sorry?
Get some temple music on there.
Set the mood. But he, noticing that she's in prayer, isn't gonna disturb her. He's actually just gonna sit on this bench and kind of just place the armor right beside him, and just kind of look and admire the statue for a second.
Okay. Yeah. Looking at this statue, it's a beautiful representation of the of Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon. Fierce, but almost at the same time compassionate eyes of this great beast, the father of dragons, and all that is represented in the good side of dragons, the benevolent side, the power for good, all that Bahamut symbolizes.
Zakkid's gonna just kind of soak it in, look around, and then kind of instinctively, or just as an instinct, he's gonna look at the oldest person in the room, or at least the person that looks the oldest, and assume he's kind of one of the higher ups in this establishment. And I'm gonna walk over, armor in hand, and just kind of introduce myself to him. Just be like, "Hello, my name is Zakkid. I have to be honest, this is not a place where I would worship. I follow a different patron, but I do have a request of someone of your faith."
The old man who he wasn't reading, right? He was just very sitting in almost a peaceful sitting meditation. And he had been watching you on the bench there, and he looks at you as you approach. Kind eyes on this older gentleman. He's just smiling. He's like, "It's very good to make your acquaintance, Zakkid. Well, welcome to the Lug'Car, the Dragon House. And one does not have to be an adherent to the tenets of the Platinum Dragon to be welcome here. He is all compassionate, after all, and we are all his children."
Zakkid is going to look to him and say, "Well, that brings me to my next subject. I had a new friend. We didn't quite get to know each other as long as we would have liked, but he was felled in battle. But he had the true heart of a follower of Bahamut. And so I come here with a perhaps strange request."
This is indeed sad to hear. We here at the temple too have lost someone very, very close to our congregation. Very important member of our congregation. So, I share your sorrow and loss. Tell me, this friend of yours, what was his name?
He was a pallid elf named Ithrie.
Ithrie, yes. And an adherent to the Platinum Dragon he was?
Devout. He followed the teachings to the letter. He was outstanding.
And no doubt he now stands proudly at Bahamut's side in the realms beyond.
So I have brought a token of his that I wish to perhaps have blessed, or at least maybe perhaps a prayer said by someone that's truly following his faith, that I can take this item with me and he will travel with us on the way.
Would be too, my son. Place the armor there on the altar. I will prepare the sacraments. And Odwin's gonna... he didn't even introduce himself there. As he goes past, he said, "By the way, Zakkid, my name is Brother Odwin. I'm the keeper of this temple."
Zakkid will just kind of nod.
As he goes by, you see Brother Odwin. He's just gonna kind of prepare these two censers here with some. They're burning a certain kind of incense, and he's gonna just carry one over to the temple, back over to the altar over here where you were originally on. He sets it over, places his hands over the holy area, over the armor that you had placed there. Begins to recite some incantations, weaving his hands over top, and begins to make a prayer to the Platinum Dragon. The whole process takes maybe between 2 to 3 minutes for all the words to be said. And when he's finished, he bows his head in reverence. "The armor has now been consecrated in the name of Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon. You must use this honor to uphold his tenets now. You must exercise compassion and fight for justice, always."
Zakkid looks back, kind of, with an understanding of kind of like, the weight of, not so much that the request of myself to do this. And he's gonna say, I can't thank you enough. This is truly an honor.
It is only my job as a humble servant of the Platinum Dragon. The honor is bestowed by those who wield his tenets in good faith. And you seem like one who will do this. I was happy to help, my friend.
So Zakkid will kind of pick up the armor, and he's just gonna have a look over at Shane and see if she's still kind of like within her prayer, if she's finishing up.
Yeah, she had been kind of finished her prayer for some time, and she kind of just steps over to you, Zakkid now, walks over slowly. Kind of understanding the weight of the situation. She doesn't, she's not being glib or anything, but puts a hand on your shoulder. It must have meant a lot to you to be going to all this trouble to honor the equipment he once wore.
I didn't know him long, but I knew him to be a good fellow. It's the least I can do. Zakkid's gonna look at her then, kind of just like inquisitively, and just say, so what will you do? Where will you go from here?
Shane just kind of cocks her head, and she's like, I had it in my head this whole time I'd make my way to Tal'Dorei, across some incredibly dangerous stretches of Wildemount. I guess I got lucky the whole time, but maybe I was overestimating my abilities. I might need to season myself more. And spending some time in the city here, well, makes me realize that I suppose I am an urban dweller at heart. I shouldn't venture too far from civilization for a bit. Have you heard of the city of Zadash? I've heard they have a wonderful temple to the Platinum Dragon there, as well as other opportunities for someone with my skill set. I might head south and see what that city's all about.
Zakkid's gonna look at her and just say, well, you're free now, and I hope you stay as such. I wish you luck on your ventures, and I hope you find what you're looking for and where you need to be.
What of you and your party?
From here, we're not entirely sure. We've come to conclude some business in town, and then perhaps after that, we'll be pointed in the direction we need to go.
Well, I don't want to just repeat back to you what you said to me, but I also wish you the best. And I realized that had you not come along to that bandit camp, I probably would have been on a slave cart halfway to Jorhas by now. So, just a show of my appreciation here. And she hands to you, Zakkid, one of her daggers, one of Shane's daggers, which are beautifully carved, and there's some air elemental symbols on there. And she says to you in Orin, as a child of the skies, I know you'll honor and appreciate this. And as she hands you the dagger, Zakkid, it's incredibly light. It's just a very interesting, unique-looking dagger you've never seen anywhere else before. And it seems to just completely embody the elemental nature of air.
Zakkid looks respectfully towards you and just say, "Thank you. I'll carry it with me always."
Right, so I will add Shane's dagger to your inventory, Zakkid.
So I actually have. Well, we'll see. I may have a request for it, but.
Oh, okay, yeah. So she hands it over. I'm gonna have to do that.
Okay.
After the game. So it's just, I've made a note of it though, but it's in your inventory now.
And then, okay, I'll shake her hand. Just kind of respectfully step out of the way so she can either stay or walk past.
Yeah, she's like, I still have to make my peace with my god for a bit. But all the best to you and your party. I hope the fates will bring our paths together again at some point. God's willing, they will.
I agree.
She heads back over to the altar there. As you guys have been talking there, Odwin just kind of was looking for a moment there, and he walks over to you there, Zakkid, and he He's kind of bowing his head, kind of clears his throat, embarrassingly. Sir Zakkid, if it's not too much trouble, might I make a request of you?
Zakkid just nods, kind of look like a look of of course.
Yes. Well, as I mentioned, our temple recently lost our main healer, a man named Droth Vaneth. He's a good man, and the temple is not the same without him. I know you're an adventuring sort. If you make your way outside the city gates and you find in any way find news or anything you can find relating to Droth's disappearance, we would be most appreciative for even a shred of news. If he can be returned, all the better. We are but a humble temple, but I hope to be able to reward you in some way for your efforts.
Zakkid just says, it would be my pleasure. I can't promise you I'll find him, but I'll promise you I will look.
Okay. And with that, he gives you the details of Droth Vaneth, who is a blue-scaled dragonborn healer who had been missing from the temple for over a week. And he doesn't have much else to give you other than the fact that he's missing, and that he would gladly reward you for his safe return.
So Zakkid will look back at him and just say, do you have any leads? Is there anywhere I should start?
Droth was known to collect herbs for the various ceremonies here. He wouldn't venture too far into the forest to the north, but this is all I can offer as a waypoint to start.
I will start there, thank you.
Thank you, Zakkid.
So Zakkid will just, armor in hand, kind of start heading towards the door.
Okay. All right, and just before you get out the door, he calls to you, says, "Stand as a paragon of honor and justice, Zakkid. Remember the commandments of Bahamut."
Zakkid will kind of look down at the armor, look back up at Odwin, and just kind of nod.
Right.
And head on out. And I'll kind of just try and find out exactly where the rest of the party is.
Okay. So while all that was going on, rest of the party, were you still just all back at the tavern still? Just working away on those drinks?
Yeah. I think at this point, though, Ragnus is going to start getting a little impatient because we're not really sure day 2 of just sitting here. So, I kind of wants to continue his mission, so he's going to wait to see, maybe press Zark, see if Sam's back, I think, right?
Yep, I'm here. Yeah, Zarxius is noticing that he's getting a little, restless. Well, first of all, are you good on drinks, or do you need a couple more shots for the road?
Good on the drinks.
Okay, then let's have, a little. Well, I guess how much did Zakkid walk around the town?
After the shrine, I headed basically here, instinctually knowing that the party would be in the tavern.
Okay, is that the only place you've been since I left? Was the shrine?
I believe so. Well, the blacksmith and then.
Right. Yeah, I was here for the blacksmith. Yeah, but okay, perfect. So maybe let's walk around and see if we see anybody else here, that piques our interest. So I want to walk out and walk around and like walk towards the middle, like this area over here, and just kind of
Yeah,
check all that out.
absolutely. Yeah, heading over in that direction, Zarxius, as Kayseth kind of bids you adieu from the tavern there. These tangled uh, rope bridges that all seem to congregate around this one, the tallest spire of them all. It seems to be right in the dead center of town, and like there's 6 or so other kind of smaller towers kind of circling around it. Again, the intricate lattice work of rope bridges and spiral staircases leading up, weaving in and out of branches. And this largest tower that you see is it's built right into one of the most gigantic old trees that you've ever seen. This beautifully carved and ornately decorated spire rising up as the tallest spot in the city. Guards circling around, they're kind of up on the upper Priapits. There's some just walking to and from across the rope bridges and whatnot. But you do see multiple staircases from the ground floor that can lead you up if you want to explore further up.
Yeah, so Zarxius will look at Zakkid and Rok and Ragnus and just be, are you guys interested in what's up here? I think it's certainly, advisable to know your surroundings.
Zakkid is gonna follow, but like just look suspiciously at Zarxius as we walk.
So Zarxius will just we'll start going up that we'll just go up that closest spiral staircase there, like here.
All right, perfect. So you guys start to head up that way. Again, you get the same vibes, Zakkid, as you did over by the temple area. That these like the people that you're passing in this area seem to be more well-dressed, well-heeled, perhaps politicians, people of this nature. You begin to make your way up. You climb around. You see the guard presence gets a little heavier. There's a little more. You see some more of the elite guards there with their longbows at the ready. And clearly, this middle building here is one of great importance. There's multiple entrances to it as the staircase spirals up and up and up. There's like multiple levels you can get in on this building, and it is a hub of activity. It seems to. You gather just through common sense, putting two and two together. This is probably one of the main government buildings here in Bysaes Tyl.
Okay, so Zarxius is just going to kind of start wandering around, not doing anything like, outwardly malicious or anything like that, but not really like being too careful either. Almost trying to get somebody to say something to him. Mm-hmm. About like what are you doing here or something like that.
Just kind of making a show of like kind of being where you're at and whatnot. One of these elite guards kind of comes down to you and says, do you have business within the Allspire today?
No, this is really magnificent, like the structures here, and I'm just very interested.
As well you should be. This is the Allspire. This is the height of Bysaes Tyl's government. The Ring of Three conducts their business in here. Is where the personal living quarters of Bysaes Tyl's most important residents. It is truly a wonder to behold.
What's a man got to do to get a tour of this place? If the inside is as magnificent as the outside, I mean, it seems like I imagine it's a sight to behold.
Well, if you want to have a look through the lower levels, which are open to the public, there's no problem with that. The upper levels, obviously, reserved for official business, delegations, official business with the Ring of Three, audiences, things of this nature. And so you're kind of on the lowest, most level of the rope bridges here. There's more that kind of spiral up, but it kind of just points in, and you kind of you see through the opening into this building there. The bottom part of the R spire is this, it's just this like magnificent hollowed out, it's built into the tree, but it's part of the tree. It's this magnificent hollow circular structure. And the lower levels are like, it's indeed, it's, it's still a well-heeled group in here, politicians, this sort of thing, and they're kind of chatting, talking amongst themselves, but it is a public area, so there's lots of traffic coming to and fro.
Okay, I want to just kind of look around, see if there's anything that, because I'm very not knowing a whole lot about the ring, the Ring of Three, isn't that what they're called?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to kind of look around because I'm skeptical. Want to look for anything that looks overly shady, like something that, just makes me feel uncomfortable,
Absolutely. Let's see just a general perception check there.
Okay, perfect. Let me find Zarxius. There he is, still in the tavern, but not really.
I can kind of line you guys up here if you want. You're kind of up here. Everybody's with Zarxius, right? You guys kind of took this tour with him.
Yep.
All right, so you guys are just kind of up here on the upper levels of the rope bridge. And Zarxius, as you kind of poke around, just taking a look, you catch glimpses of conversation between the people talking. There's some you catch glimpses of politics being discussed, preferences. You hear the names of the Ring of Three being dropped. Amra, Gwei, Elusis, the three elder members. You hear their names, along with various opinions from different people, who's doing things right, who's doing things wrong. You hear Uther Prent's name mentioned, and especially his relation to the Ring of Three. And you get the sense that it's tough to kind of discern with a 10 perception check what the full matter, or what the full content of what they're discussing is, but you get the sense that there's a little bit of discord, a little bit of nervousness amongst the chatter.
Okay. Do I just hear the people talking about him, or can I see who those people are?
These people who you are hearing talking are beautifully dressed, elvish, like 99% elvish. So you might see one human or one tiefling kind of walk around, or like something out of the ordinary, but mostly elvish control here. That is aside from, you do see human Crownsguard, and you see human. They appear to be wearing like the clothing of like the imperial delegation. So official representatives of the crown are certainly mingling amongst the nobles here. But very well dressed, these people. Beautiful hair, beautiful elvish features, somber looks on their faces. They take their job seriously. This is the kind of the group that's been be an intimidating group for commoner.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just thought of something to do, but like I'm trying to figure out exactly how to do it. What you got, Dougie?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, at this point, Ragnus is looking toward you. It's like, what exactly is your play here, Zarxius? We don't blend in.
Well, see, I was mainly I was wanting to see, kind of the makeup of things in here, and I'm trying to figure out why. And I say this, of course, so that like trying to not let anybody else hear it, besides us. I'm trying to figure out the exact relationship between the Starosta and everyone else here. There's definitely a disconnect there, but I haven't quite figured out. Other than it is very clear that this place does not want to be under rule of the crown, but I feel like there's more. There's something more that we're not yet privy to.
So
yeah.
The mission you were sent on was a distraction?
Do what?
Do you believe the mission you were sent on was a distraction?
I don't know if it's necessarily a distraction, but I feel as though it's that there's possibly something more sinister to it.
Zakkid's gonna kind of like scan the room, and can I just kind of look at everyone and see if anyone stands out with like the way they're talking as like more rebellious than the rest, or like someone that's like trying to pick out the people that are really unhappy.
Yeah, for sure. Make an insight check, Zakkid.
Ooh.
An insight check. You see the groups of conversation that are taking place amongst mixed between elvish nobles and members of the imperial delegation are much more cordial, much more pleasantries being exchanged, even if you're pretty accurate reading of the faces amongst everyone involved. Members of the conversation might not even be buying what they're selling, but it's a political conversation for sure. You see a few other groups of exclusively elvish individuals who are talking in much more hushed tones, and you get a very strong sense that there's some, maybe not cloak and dagger, but there's definitely an undercurrent of political intrigue that is taking place within the confines of the Arspire.
So Zakkid's gonna look over to Zarxius and kind of like do the like thumb point and like head nod over towards those guys, and just be like, I think maybe these people are the people you want to talk to.
So this group that you nodded at, Zakkid, it's just three, one very elderly male, and then a younger male and a younger female, relatively by elvish terms. And very royal finery. They're kind of standing by. There's a couple beautiful fountains in the bottom area of this of the Arspire here, and some potted plant areas with like big overflowing gardens, and they're just kind of making sure they're kind of tucked around. They're kind of looking, you see the odd eyes dart out just to make sure they're not being watched or followed or anything like this, but it definitely seems to be where the conversation is.
So before I go approach these three, you said there's three of them, right?
In this conversation.
Okay. So before I approach them, I want to talk to Zakkid before anyone else can hear us, just between us. And do you feel as though, in respects to Andros, do we maybe give what is his name? The Starosta. Is that Uther Print? Yeah. Like, do we maybe give Print the benefit of the doubt here? Do we maybe ask him questions before we ask someone else? Because if we first get our information from these guys, we will tend to believe them more, possibly, or their account of what is going on may become the basis of what we feel. And I think possibly that, we owe it to Andros to respect the crown a little more than that.
Zakkid kind of having like an underlying distrust of like authority figures that like seem out of place where they are, is kind of like understanding the point, but he's just like he returns to Zarxius. It's like, I agree we should respect Andros, but I don't necessarily respect the system he stood for. So to me, it's all about who these people are and why they're here. So I don't think we should distrust Ithrie quite yet, but we should listen to those he surrounds himself with.
Yes, that sounds very reasonable. I don't know that I trust the crown either. I just know that Andros himself saved my ass more than a couple times. So, but yeah, we could see what these guys have to say.
Oh, and I don't speak of now. For now, we are new to this city, and I don't know who to trust yet. So we can definitely go talk to the Starosta, but if we hear word as we go on of his dealings that don't quite align with what he says, then we take action.
Sounds good to me. So I'm gonna. So I will take. Zarxius will take note of these three people. Like what they look like, and just to kind of, if we get to that point, so he'd be able to recall and, find them. That kind of thing.
Absolutely. You study their faces, you lock in their features there. You think you'd be able to pick them out of the crowd with your roguish investigation skills there. And you note they're these three who seem to be outwardly at least discontented with the situation here in Bysaes Tyl.
Cool. So, so Zarxius will just kind of, if there's nothing else, if he feels satisfied, then we'll just keep walking, find ourselves an exit. Is there how many different levels is there in this building?
It's like a magnificent kind of foyer. I almost want to describe it I'm trying to think of I don't know if you got maybe I guess in some government buildings, but it's like a reception area. It's there's benches, there's it's like a public receiving kind of area, but it's meant to command the presence of the government here in Bysaes Tyl and of elvish history in general. There's tall looming statues of old elvish heroes leaning down on you. There's past and present leaders of the Ring of Three, depictions of them. But fountains, gardens. It's just it's a very beautifully austere area in here. But there's entrances everywhere. You see a kind of a rope bridge going into the building there. There's different kind of arched way outward, so there's light pouring in, lots of very open air sort of thing, and you see lots of little spiral staircases within leading to upper levels. As you look up the upper levels, you can actually see kind of these little spiral balconies. You see people up milling about on these top areas up there, also just kind of leaning over, having conversations. It's a hubbub of activity.
Okay. So not really seeing, is there anyone that seems outwardly somebody that I would be oh, that person's not up to no good. You know what I'm saying?
Make an investigation check, because you're going to be actively scanning the crowd for someone who looks out of place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Many elves wearing just full on brown jackets, looking shifty-eyed back and forth.
Trench coats.
French coat.
Yeah.
I was more thinking like dark wizards or anything. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so Zarxius, you do see two elves having a conversation, and one kind of finishes his point, and he kind of leans over in the other direction to take a look. And while he's distracted, you see a small individual kind of shift over in his direction, trying to look casual. And as a rogue, you kind of instinctually understand what's going on here. Only this small individual doesn't seem to be doing a very good job at it. Seems to be an amateur, as it were. And you see... Yeah, go ahead.
Can I tell what race he is?
He's probably either a gnome or a halfling, given his size.
Okay.
It's probably about, I'd say probably about 50 feet away, we're going to say. Actually, maybe less than that, because the R-Spire probably is only, well, no, it's long. But yeah. Okay, so we'll say 30 feet away. Yeah, so you could get there in action. But yeah, about 30 feet away, you see this this small individual who isn't dressed in any kind of finery or anything like that. Dressed in very simple, almost peasant's clothes, and is just kind of trying to inch his way close to this elf over there. And he's probably about 10 feet away from the elf as it stands right now.
Okay.
This stands out to you anyway.
Okay, so I'm gonna go closer to kind of yeah, I'm just gonna go closer to kind of like watch him and see what he swipes, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Are you gonna try to remain unseen, sort of thing, or are you just you're just casually leaning, sort of thing?
Yeah, I definitely want to remain unseen by everybody involved, so that this halfling or whatever he may be, and the two people whom his.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and make a stealth check. It's not going to be a very high needed number, because these two guys are not paying attention, but just to see if they're at all aware of a man staring at them and kind of grokking the situation. Sam? Hello?
Good here, buddy. Did we lose Sam?
Did we lose Sam?
He might be doing something. He said he might have to.
Oh, he might have to. Yeah, he might have to jump out.
Yeah.
Okay, right on. So Zarxius is just going to be eyeing up the situation there. You guys notice this. You notice him locking eyes with this scene on the side there. Very obvious that this has caught his attention, and as he begins to creep forward.
I'm sorry.
Hey, no worries.
Somebody called me. Well, actually, it was my work. We don't have school tomorrow, so.
Hey.
But yeah, so and then I laughed really hard because the principal, like my boss, is one of my wife's best friends, and so they canceled school because we had like freezing rain, and like we didn't have school last week because of the threat of snow. Like that's how it goes down here. So she I'm trying to think what song she sang, but she was like, I'm gonna sing this song whenever I call to cancel school, because they put it in the system that it calls everybody and tells them that school's canceled. Well,
nice.
So I was like, you do not have the balls to do that. So she did it last week. She did it, but she it was kind of half-hearted. It wasn't really like a sing, like really a musical sing type thing.
Yeah.
And so she just canceled and straight up started rapping some Ice Ice Baby. And so
that's awesome.
I died. And so now I have to text her husband, who is one of my best friends, and be like, no shit, we didn't think she had the balls. She does. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
So, okay, so anyway, that's why I lost you guys. So
Right
did
on.
I need to hear any of that stuff?
Yeah, just need to as you creep forward there, we're just gonna have you make a stealth check with a low DC here versus there because they're not paying attention, but it's just to see if they notice anyone. This man kind of looking in their direction.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So as you creep up, yeah, you're reasonably, yeah. They don't notice. He's this small individual. Is now about 5 feet away, still creeping along the edge of the wall here, and you see his eyes are like just doing everything wrong that a thief should be doing. You know, just his eye is directly on the pocket that he's trying to pick. Just clearly telegraphing this to the world here.
Okay. Has he done anything yet?
Not yet. He's still 5 feet away, but he's inching his way over there.
Okay. Man, you just gave me possibly like the hardest like decision I've had to make in this campaign so far, and that's saying something. Like I have to figure out if I'm going to help this kid or if I'm going to use this to my advantage. Yep, I'm going to use it to my advantage. So I'm just going to let him. I'm going to let him go, and I'm just going to watch.
Okay. As he gets.
But
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay relatively close to him, but or close to this situation. But I'm not I'm not gonna intervene as of yet.
Okay, no problem. So as this young individual gets a little closer, 3 feet away, 2 feet away, he's almost within arm's reach. He's taking a look around nervously. You see him start to reach his arm out, and from a few feet away, a guard, a Bysaes Tyl elvish guard. Hey, you there! Thief! Stop! He points out, and he's pointing directly to the kid. This little creature, this little figure just freezes immediately, looks wide-eyed, and begins to bolt to the nearest exit. It's probably about, it just goes right in front of you guys. He's going to be in that direction, and it's about 40 feet or so of a dash. And he is taking off right now with this guard in chase. Stop that thief!
So I'm going to, Zarxius is going to start walking the direction. I want to, act as though I'm not even watching the situation, but move into this guard's way just to kind of buy the kid a little bit more time.
Okay. Okay, I don't think that would need I'm trying to think of that would be a skill check or anything to just kind of make it spice it up or something like this.
Can I request within that, depending on, can you let me know how fumbled up he is? Just walking towards him.
What do you mean? Sorry, the guard?
Yeah, if I was to do something, would he notice me doing it?
He is focused directly on this thief that he is, or it would be thief that is. So he's making a beeline. He's already having to kind of push through, and kind of gently get through nobles. A few are starting. It's still loud and busy in here. So there's some conversation is still going on. A few people are starting to turn their heads and notice. But this guard, he's he's beelining towards. And we'll say as Zarxius steps forward here, just kind of picking a point in the distance, making it look like he's not involved at all, but doing a great job of just really kind of tripping up this guard. Oh, move! He's got to take an extra couple seconds there to get around Zarxius, and then you step up there, Zakkid.
So, yeah. So I don't know if I should take the check. Well, okay. In the hopes that the guard is so distracted that I can catch him looking away, or at least looking at Zarxius to get him out of his way.
Mm-hmm.
As the kid runs, can I grab him and pick him up and fly?
Mm-hmm. And fly, okay.
Yeah. So like basically, I want to get out of view of the doorway, so that like the
Okay.
guards, it looks like the kid just disappeared, basically.
Okay. Yes. We're gonna have to make you do a skill check for sure, because it's gonna be a bit of a move here to get out. Are you trying to get out undetected, or?
Yeah, like as he's like looking to Xerxes to say like get out of my way. I'm
Mhm.
hoping the time works so that I can literally like grab hold of the kid and then just like take off upwards. So it looks like
Oh,
he's like,
you're going up, directly
yeah,
up. Oh
yeah.
shit. Okay. Okay. So you're gonna. Okay. So the skill check will be. We're gonna make it a general dexterity check, because you got to be lightning quick with this, because you're gonna have about a 2-second gap where the guard gets frustrated enough to look down at Zarxius. Maybe a 3-second gap where look down at Zarxius and bloody move. So we're gonna say it's gonna be just a general dexterity check, just to see how lightning quick your reflexes are in snatching this kid and taking flight.
Are you doing this like outside as soon as he gets out the door?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So
And my other question, real quick, before you roll this, do I see Zakkid doing this?
We can say, well, what way were you facing? Like as you were kind of blocking this guy?
I wanted, because the way I pictured it is I'm walking kind of to intercept him, but I'm watching him in my peripherals and just keep trying to keep my face looking like I'm looking, like you said, like straight ahead at a certain point where I'm not looking at him.
Okay, I would say then your back would be to Zakkid, so you wouldn't be aware of what Zakkid was doing, but you do.
Perfect.
Yes.
Cool.
and then so you'll have to tell me if this comes into effect, because I don't have proficiency per se. So I don't know if I get to add this to my dex check, which would either be a 1 or a 2. I have a proficiency modifier of 3.
Okay, to either any ability check you make that doesn't already. Absolutely, that would work for sure. Proficiency bonus to any ability check. It's just a general dex check would count for sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As you do this sick little fucking spin move, and you wrap the kid up in your cloak, and then so it's like they didn't even notice the handoff, like the pickup of this like small individual. So that enough, and then you kind of just take flight, and a few curious, elvish noble folk and whatnot will kind of see this birdman kind of taking flight out of there, but they're busy, important people. It's nothing that's going to stop their day. Conversation just goes on, and as the guard who is struggling with you, Zarxius, move, he looks back up. We bloody lost him. Everybody's searching. He's just kind of panically kind of regroup with his men, but the situation has been placed out of his control for the moment. Zakkid, you successfully fly out of there undetected with this small individual that you've wrapped up.
So I literally, like, taking off, I want to fly over the roof and then come down to like ground level here and like let the kid go.
Okay.
And just say, be more careful next time.
It's a young halfling male. Just very young in the face features, very, very frightened young guy. And he's wearing kind of a pitiful thieves outfit. It's more just peasant's clothes. And he just kind of looks at you. He's just panicked. And then he just turns and runs.
It's funny. That's about what I expected to happen.
Yeah, right. So
and then Zakkid will kind of head back.
Okay. So Zarxius will look over. Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh, sorry, what's up?
Oh, were you? I thought you were gonna say something, Dougie.
Oh no, I was just cheering you guys on. Like I'm just watching this whole thing go on right now.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm just cheering.
I like it. I like it. So I'll look over at Ragnus and just be like, well, I think we're good here for today. Yeah, let's just head back. So I'll walk towards the door that Zakkid flew out, and well, I guess I wouldn't have seen him fly out. So I'll walk back towards the way that went back towards Ragnus, and I guess we'll just go out the nearest door, and before do what?
Yeah, you're back on the outside rope bridges now.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll just look at everybody else and say, does anybody want to do anything else before we go talk to Print?
Zakkid will come kind of barreling down from over the rooftop and land, just being like, and just be like, what? Kind of shrugging his shoulders, and then just go lead on, not really knowing exactly what was said.
All right, so shall we go to Print then?
Yeah, hold on. I'm sending Jess a text to say, let us know if he's not going to make it on. I'm going to say we can't waste time in Bysaes Tyl anymore.
Killed everybody.
Yeah, everyone's dead.
It's on fire.
Yeah. Which,
There's always time.
I mean, we could still burn the place down. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, right.
We still burn the place down. We decided to take Rok in a different direction. He started torturing people. He started plucking the eyes out of innocent.
Rok had a dark episode, man.
He started at the Teahouse, putting one drop in everyone's teacup as he passed by.
Well, Jess should be able to get on because he doesn't have to work tomorrow.
Yo, we know fucking school's canceled, bud.
Yeah.
Get the hell online.
Well, I guess I assume that usually, because I work for the private school here, the Catholic school here in town, and Jess works for the public school. So they usually, if one of them cancels, the other does too. So I guess I don't know for sure that the public school canceled because my wife is not here, who also works for the public school. But I would assume that they're canceled too. I don't think we would make the call without them doing it as well.
Yeah, let's hope.
Be great to have them for the story choice, but yeah, totally up to you guys how you want to proceed.
Let me see if he shoots me a text back here. I can totally get what he meant though, because he's been doing nothing but coaching basketball for a week and a half now. So I bet Elise is about to. Well, luckily Piper and George are pretty easy, but yeah, I bet she is ready to just sleep for a few days.
Well, I guess when you text, if you want me to make my way over, I can, but I think I was looking through Gathers No Moss. How much moss?
Yeah, you want to go over to see Farget Moss there?
Yeah. There's just, even if it's just a quick back and forth. Who the fuck is it?
Absolutely. So yeah, Zakkid says he just wants to dip into see his old friend Farget Moss there at the general item stop. The friendly-looking furbolg greets you as you come in. Oh, hello there. Yeah, I think I remember your face there. Kind of hard to forget an Aarakocra in town anyway.
Almost too friendly. He's gonna walk in and be like, Farget!
Oh, that's certainly...
Obviously knowing it's the complete opposite energy he's putting out.
That's certainly a great attitude you have so early in the morning there, sir.
So I'm gonna walk right up to him and be like, "So Farga, I believe I remembered you carrying a pretty simple item that I was hoping to purchase. Do you still happen to have an iron pot available?"
Yes, indeed. Yes, this iron pot here has been sitting on the shelf for a while, just waiting for a good home. I'd be more to happy to get that to you there for we'll say 2 gold pieces.
So Zakkid is gonna awkwardly look at him and just say, "See, the thing is, I don't actually have that 2 gold pieces."
Okay then. When you do get to said gold pieces and you return here, I'd be more than happy to sell that to you.
How much was this?
A little strapped for cash, are we?
Zakkid again just kind of looks like almost embarrassed.
Well, I do buy items as well. If you have something you might want to sell me, I could see if it would equal the value of the pot. That's always another option.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
What So where is Gather's North Moss?
This is on
far east.
Yeah, far east side of town there.
Okay, because I was looking at that earlier and I saw something there I wanted.
It's just in your in your journal there. You can,
I'm looking at
the Bysaes, perfect.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I did want to go there. So I'll just say I went there with, without really, I don't really have anything else that I want to accomplish, So I'll walk over there with. We'll just all I guess I can't speak for Dougie, but me and Rok will head over there with him. And so,
all right.
Well, I guess I'll tag along.
Okay. So the thing I saw earlier that I wanted was this Pipes of the Sewers.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I want, because I wanted to buy that and kind of and give it to Zakkid as a olive branch type situation.
That's absolutely, man. So were you trying to maybe keep it secret from Zakkid sort of thing? You saw these in there?
Yeah. Well, I saw it earlier, but we'll just say as I go with it, I see it, and I'll walk over to, and we can do this as Zakkid is talking to him. I'll walk over to kind of to pay for him.
Oh, and, awesome.
And I'll say, actually, first I'll ask him, be like, this looks to be some kind of wind instrument. What can you tell me exactly what this does?
Oh, well, to tell you the truth there, my friend, I haven't had too much time to study this item here. It was actually just traded in by, I think it was actually traded in here by someone in your party just the other day. It's clearly a magical instrument of sorts. That's about all I can tell you, though.
So he'll look at Zakkid and be like, "Did you sell your pipes, dude?"
Zakkid is gonna continue to kind of look ashamed, and then kind of just say, "I got carried away with carrying shiny things. I could no longer continue to hold them all. So, explanation being that I can't attune to any more items.
Okay.
So there's items I preferred over it.
Okay.
But just to fuck with the scene, depending on what you feel right. So Zakkid is gonna kind of put his hand up and just say, "May I?" Kind of reaching out for the pipes. And kind of as I can show you what they do.
Oh God, here we go.
Fargate, let's just see. Oh my God, this is so funny. Okay, so Fargate doesn't know what they do.
This is amazing.
I'm just thinking he's a shopkeeper. He knows they're magical, so he's not a dumb. He knows what magical items can do, right? So I'm gonna say Fargate, depending on the results of a. Okay, we'll go this way. So Fargate's gonna he's gonna put his hand out and say, no, I don't think there will be any testing of the merchandise here. You're the agreeable sort here, and I do like you guys, but not knowing what these things do fully and all, it might be a little dangerous. I hope you understand.
Zakkid is gonna be very pushy. Not pushy, but insistent. Let's say insistent. And he's gonna go like hard trying to persuade them. Just be like, I can guarantee you they're safe. Isn't it best if you know what items you're selling?
You make an okay point, I guess.
So
and
Zarxius,
Zarxius
is going to put his hands on the counter, like he's gonna set it, or no, I guess old boy has the pipes, doesn't he?
Yeah, it just hasn't.
Okay, so
Fargate's still got his hand over them, but yeah.
Okay, so Zarxius is gonna put both his hands like palms flat down on the counter, and he is going to look at Fargate, and he's gonna as a cantrip cast thaumaturgy, and he's going to make his eyes like fire, and he's after Zakkid said doesn't it help to, sorry I did that twice, doesn't it help to know what your product does, Zarxius is going to make his eyes fire and say, but doesn't it, and try to intimidate him into letting Zakkid do this.
Okay. Yeah, Zakkid
encroaching in on this.
Zakkid, make a what's that? Sorry, Ragnus.
Oh, are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was just gonna say, can I assist on that by just encroaching in, like hovering over this guy?
Absolutely, absolutely, for sure. Okay, so we're gonna have I guess Zakkid make a persuasion check. Zarxius make a intimidation check with advantage.
Oh shit! Oh my God, Zakkid, what's up?
What a roll!
Oh!
Nice.
Amazing.
Fargate just kind of shakes his head. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm so sorry. You were the original owner of these pipes, and, well, you can play them anytime you want as far as I'm concerned, because truly, you are the rightful owner of the pipes. Please.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
Take them back. Take them back, Zakkid.
So Zakkid is gonna look almost shamefully happy. Like he knows what the situation is, and he's just like, oh, this is what it's come to. But he's still very excited he takes the pipes.
All right, so I will make sure to get those back in your inventory. There's Zakkid, but yeah, the pipes of the sewers are now in your possession. And Fargate is just shaking his head. I just don't know what I was thinking. Okay. And he looks over at you, Zarxius. He doesn't really want, for such a jolly furball, He really just does not want to make eye contact with the terrible scene he just saw between you and Ragnus. But he's, you guys are definitely VIP customers in here for the moment.
Yeah, so Zakkid's gonna happily take it. But, oh man. As kind of like a little bit of a consolation and to kind of like somewhat kind of pay him back, I'm gonna pick up the iron pot as well, but I'm gonna put a zircon down on the countertop.
Oh wow, okay. Oh my goodness, that is far too generous there, friend. That is a very valuable piece of mineral you've just given me.
Better in your hands than mine, and you've been just as generous with entertaining my friends here.
Well, you're certainly one of the most interesting groups I've seen come around in a while, and I'm happy to have made your acquaintance.
Me as well.
Just wave at him.
Awesome.
All right, so iron pot now in your inventory, Zakkid, and just want to delete your zircon. All right. All right, so Fargate bids you adieu as you head out. Back into the Bysaes Tyl day. Probably getting around 9:30 now in the morning, 9:40.
Yeah, let me see. Maybe Jess did. No, I still have not heard from Jess.
Maybe out for the night.
Yeah, I would almost.
Private residence. It is daytime. You find the familiar entrance to the administration building. You make your way to the lower level there. The two guards at the bottom of the door. They ask your business. It is explained. Papers are checked. Everything is confirmed, and you guys are allowed to enter once more. Uther Prince, private residence. Zarxius or Ragnus, this will be your first time in the building. For the rest of you, you've been here before. Uther sitting in his familiar place by the fireplace there, and greets you as you come in. Ah, you have returned in expeditious fashion. I knew my trust in your party was well placed. Tell me, do you have my figurine?
Zakkid, not holding the figurine, is going to kind of like, not step back, but stay near the door as the party enters.
So Zarxius will push himself between Ragnus and Rok, and step forward and say, "What would you say if we didn't?"
Uther is going to cock his head.
And then Zarxius will say, "No, I'm just kidding, man. We got it." And
I am starting to get used to your sense of humor, Herr Tiefling.
And then so I'm still not making any like gestures towards Rok or anything like that to let him know that he hasn't. But I'm just gonna walk over and like casually sit down in this chair here and say, yeah, it was what like, what magical capabilities could this little bird statue have? Like, I don't understand what this thing could possibly do. I mean, I picked it up. It didn't feel. I don't feel magic.
So you do have my figurine?
I told you we had it.
I do not recall you saying this.
I said, no, I'm kidding. We have it. You gotta keep up, man. Like, I'm like just being like.
Okay,
like
yeah, throwing them off.
Super confident in knowing that we do have the statue and he doesn't know where it's at.
Yeah, absolutely awesome.
And
he is kind of struggling to keep up. He kind of said, I'm confused, but yes. Well, this is good news. Yes, if you have it, yes.
Yeah, but what does it do? Is what I want to know.
Well, this figurine, it is not about the magical potential. It is what they represent. They are given personally to starostas of the Dwendalian Empire by King Dwendal himself. If I were to lose mine, it would bring untold shame to my position. Obviously, I cannot be allowed to have this happen.
Okay, I respect that. But what does it? What does a raven represent in the Dwendalian Empire, though? To the crown, like, what does that? What do they care about ravens?
You do not know much about the figurines of wondrous power, do you?
No, that's why I'm asking. Like, yeah, what do we got?
Raven. My raven is but one of a set of, I believe, 8 or 10 perhaps. Different animals are represented in different metals, alloys, minerals. Each takes a different form, a different shape, but they were given by the king of the Dwendalian Empire to his most favored starostas in various cities. You know, I am but one of many who owns one. Of course, old Uvilia Weck over in Druvenlord has her ebony fly. And there is, of course, Starosta Wyatt Fadar's obsidian steed in Zadash. You understand that were I to lose this item, I wouldn't dare show my face in court again. The dishonor would be so great.
So as he was speaking about the time I did it, Zarxius is going to get up and just kind of walk away and walk over to Rok and get the statue from him. And then he's going to walk back over to the Starosta and in more of a like serious tone with a more serious look on his face, he's going to say, "Here's your bird, but I must let you know that we lost. Theron perished, and Andros was taken, and all because of this bird. So I expect that you will receive this as heavily as I give it to you, because it would be very easy to put these on you, in my eyes." And I'll hand it to him and just kind of staring him in the eyes.
So the fact that you kept your hand on the object, as you said this, Zarxius,
right.
You know, his eyes just kind of went wide as soon as he saw the object, and he saw his hands almost grasping forward. But then as you say this all, you see his face, take on a tone of acceptance. I understand. Such is the lot in life of those who live by the sword at times. But I offer my condolences for the loss of a member of your party. I assure you his death will not be in vain, nor shall your reward be not great.
And so I'll kind of give him a nod, and I'll release the statue to him.
As it's in his hands, he's you see a brief moment of overwhelming joy as it's reunited, and then he calls his servant girl over immediately and hands it to her, and he whispers where she put it, whisks away.
So as he does this, or as I let him have this and everything, I'm gonna look over towards the door, like I was gonna look for an approving nod or something from Zakkid, but then upon realizing he's not at the door anymore, I'm just gonna be like, God, what the? And just kind of start looking around, like damn it, he's never where I need him to be.
So Zakkid's just gonna like look at him, kind of like dumbfounded, sitting very close to him.
Yeah, I'd be like,
I'd just be like, what are you looking for?
And as Zarxius turns and looks towards, or like finally sees him, he's gonna be like, oh, like scare the shit out of him. And and then I'm just gonna sit back down here.
Zakkid is gonna put up one of his talons and just ask, and I believe there was mention of the perusing of your great library. I hope you will honor this arrangement.
Ithrie leans back in his chair. Of course, my word is my bond. You will have full access to the rare stacks at the library here in town. You just tell you just show Mother Moonstone this seal, and he hands over. He's got a little. Let's say actually he walks over here to the table, signs a little thing, presses his seal into it, hands it over to you there. So you now have official permission to enter the rare portion of the library.
Beautiful.
Takes his seat again, and he says, "And of course, there is a matter of your monetary reward." The girl's returned now and places a sack in his hand, and he had 5 bags of gold prepared for the 5 adventurers. He looks around. Sadly, as you said, you lost a man. I suppose it is more for you, though. Yes. And he plops that onto the table. The amount of. Hold on. How much do we have? Sorry, you guys can RP or anything you want to do while I look this up.
No, you're fine. So I'll walk over towards to Zakkid, and I'll kind of like getting close to him to just mention to him like perhaps Andros's share or actually be Theron's share could go to Ragnus, since from one meat shield to the next.
So Zakkid will take like Theron's portion, kind of in a like a coin sack. He's gonna like tie it like inside the armor.
Okay.
And then, so when this armor is passed to its next recipient, it comes with some coin.
Perfect.
So 2,500 gold pieces in these sacks individually. So that was 500 each plus 125 more to split between the 4 of you.
Are you adding that?
And if you guys want to just add 625 to your gold there.
Yep.
Might need a calculator or whatever, but so as that adds to your inventory as well, we'll get your XP up, but that will officially take you guys to level 6 by completing that quest. Congratulations.
There it is.
So I will add that all up at the tally at the end of this game, and you guys will be willing to earning XP in 6. Uther Prent is very pleased, very, very pleased here. He's just kind of drumming his fingers together. He's like, well, you have proven yourselves yet again, adventurers. This calls for drinks, yes? And the servant girl returns. He looks around expectingly. Do you have any orders of what you would like?
Do you
alcohol content?
He's gonna look at her before Ragnus has anything to say anything. He's gonna look at her and say, "Do you happen to have like a wash tub or something around here? You will completely work yourself to death if you think you're gonna bring glasses to this guy over here. You're gonna need possibly a feed trough.
Just bring it all.
Yeah, yeah. You might just want to run a hose from wherever it's at to down here, and then just let him drink it like a straw."
Uther's gonna seem mildly amused by that. He's like, "Why, you would fit in right in the court of the Dwendalian Empire, my friend." He looks at the servant girl. "Well, bring a cask down." He goes and fetches goes to get help from the upstairs helpers to bring down what appears to be a full cask, I can see.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
As she leaves, I'm gonna look at Prent and say, I do have a quick question for you. We ran across this air genasi that Tech had taken prisoner. He had her bound in a tent, and we ended up rescuing her. I was just wondering if you had heard anything about her, knew anything, if she was of any interest to you. I would assume not, because she's been walking around your city, so.
I had reports that you had returned to the city as of last night. I appreciate you letting me rest, unlike our last meeting. But yes, I have not received reports of any an air genasi, you say? No, nothing has come across my desk yet this morning. Is she a person to be watched?
No, not at all. It was, anybody that you just randomly come across, especially, being in the camp, whether or not she looked like a prisoner or not. She was in the camp of Brigand Tech, who has not yet met his final resting place. I intend to put him there, though.
With that, his eyes look wide. He's like, "Oh, you're telling me Tech is not dead? Oh, I was hoping he would be food for the crows of the forest by now." He
escaped, but I very dearly want the arrow that I left in between his shoulder blades.
He is a slimy one. And I hope you uncovering a human captive in his camp as well only serves to illustrate the evil that this man represented and the good that you've done for Bysaes Tyl. Of course, brings me to my next order of business. Assuming, of course, you are all still interested in some handsome pay for honest work.
Everyone has a price.
Over to everybody, like, what?
Yeah, Zakkid's gonna be pretty silent.
Zakkid will just kind of looking at him, and be like, yeah, listen, what you got?
Uther's gonna kind of walk over to his desk here, and he's gonna just kind of stand over the map, 2 hands kind of spread over it, and then he turns around back to you. 2 days' journey to the northeast lies a narrow crack in the ground. The elves here have their own name for it, but my men call it Web Spinner's Chasm. From this fissure in the earth emerge all manner of foul crawling creatures. And, it is rumored, something far darker. Worse, this location has been claimed by a group of dark elves who hold allegiance only to themselves, outcasts of both the Empire and the Kryn dynasty. They serve, instead, dark gods. Gods we dare not remember. Their influence cannot be allowed to spread, lest they corrupt the elves of this city. I have trouble enough keeping these heathens from worshipping their unapproved goddesses. I don't need evil cults growing near my city as well. Bring me the head of their leader, and any other horrors which may there reside. Do this task, and you will approve beyond doubt your steadfast loyalty to me and to the lawful leadership of Bysaes Tyl. You will once more be handsomely rewarded, and I will show you to be worthy. You will have shown yourselves to be worthy of receiving the most sensitive of assignments, a job that will put you in favor of very important people in the Empire, and perhaps even with His Imperial Highness, King Bertrand Dwendwell himself.
So, Zarxius will look over at Ragnus and say, how do you feel about spiders, buddy?
4 legs, 2 legs, 8 legs. They all die the same.
But the real question is, are you ready to clean some spider guts off of that beautiful axe of yours?
I'm much looking forward to it. I usually don't run errands on whims like this, but I trust you guys are more familiar with him. I will follow. Can't deny the killing, too.
Zarxius is like, well, I'm in, and looks over at Zakkid.
Zakkid will, like, unenthusiastically kind of just, like, nod in agreement.
These guys again.
Then it is settled, Ithrie says to you all. You will travel to Webspinner's Cavern, you will end the evil living there, and you will be once more handsomely rewarded for your efforts.
So do you feel as though, like, how will dispatching of this affect Bysaes Tyl? Like, do you feel as though the elves in Bysaes Tyl are working with the elves?
Like the general populace?
Yeah, like, well, no, the people running Bysaes Tyl, I should say.
Do I think they're
like
working with the elves?
Yes. Like the...
I think they're more so trying to assert dominance over them.
Okay.
And work with them.
Okay. What does Brent think?
So you're asking... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, no.
No, it's...
Well, I was thinking out loud too, but we might as well ask Brent because there's no reason to not ask him.
Yep. Gauge what he thinks.
Yeah.
The atmosphere of the city's like.
Yeah, so you're just kind of directly asking Krent what you said before there, what is the threat to the city sort of thing?
Yeah.
The threat to the city is that I cannot trust the elves here to remain loyal to the laws of the Empire. They are too wild. They stray too far back into their culture and their history. They will never truly accept our rule, not with unapproved worship of gods and goddesses. Now, I may not be able to fully stamp out the less offensive of these, but if a dark drow goddess is being worshipped within my borders, I must see to it. I must see that it is ended, and quickly, before the taint can spread to others, as it already has.
Zakkid now like a little bit more interested the fact that it's almost combating with a dark evil. Starts to kind of like ears perk up and starts listening, and now he's kind of like very adamant about like trying to wipe out this evil.
So Brent kind of notices that Zakkid kind of turns to you and he says, if I may offer some advice, I would begin by seeing a drow named Kayseth. She is normally found in the Teahouse on the far side of town. She cavorted with these vile creatures in Webspinner's Chasm. I would not trust her completely, being a drow and all, but she may have some advice you could put to use.
Zakkid's just gonna like nod and just say, well, at least you have a good place to start.
Have some time to complete this task, I would imagine. Unlike Briggan, who surely would have fled to parts unknown if he knew you were coming, the creatures of Webspinner's Cavern will remain. However, I look forward to your report.
What is keeping us from just lighting fire to the whole place? I mean, if there's, I'm guessing, judging by the name, we will encounter some spiders, and if that's the case, we've proven already that web will burn pretty quickly.
Well then, by all means, bring oil, bring fire, bring black powder cannons for all I care. Set fire to the place, it has no use for me. I want everything in there dead. That is it. I care not how you do it.
Alright, straight to the point.
Yep. So, yeah. I'm game. Where are those drinks at?
Let's go hunting.
we need.
Where
first...
are those? You make a good point here, Tiefling. Where are those drinks at? Servant girl. Clap clap.
My friend over here needs to fuel up before we do anything.
He looks at the guard. He's like, "You see what's taking so long?" The guard hops up the stairs. Comes back. Can never get good help in these places.
So Zakkid is gonna inquire. So whereabouts is this library? I would love to explore it next time I'm about town.
Yes, of course. The library on the northeastern corner of the town. It is directly across from the temple to the Platinum Dragon.
Zakkid will happily nod and just say, and look over to Zarxius and Rok and Ragnus and just say, well, I think we should get to banishing some dark magic.
Zarxius says, yes, sounds like it's time. And Zarxius will stand up and kind of, do the, I don't know if you guys know what the Midwestern goodbye is, but like, kind of slap his thighs and say, "Welp," and just stand up.
Time to be hitting the old dusty trail.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful. So just as you do that, Zarxius, clanging down the stairs is this this guard and this servant girl. The guard has had to put his arms down as he like struggles with get this like massive cask downstairs. They come over here, set it down in front of you. I suppose I got to go tap it now.
So Zarxius is going to stand up and walk over to Ragnus, and just for flavor, like I mean, I'm looking around for something that will keep time, like an hourglass, anything like that.
Within the room?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, make an investigation check.
Okay. And open my stuff back up here.
Hey.
You do, in fact, see an hourglass right over here on this table, Zarxius, next to the book.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna walk over and pick it up. Walk over to Ragnus and set it down next to him and be like, "All right, let's see if you can do it." And like hold it like I'm gonna flip it over as soon as he starts drinking.
As he's like holding the hourglass up, Ragn's just gonna like punch his hand right through the top of the cask. Just like pick it up and just start chugging it, and it's like dumping all over him. It's just making a huge fucking mess, but he's just like chugging it. And then he just hurls it. Says, no need to go and try to break this thing open. I got it.
So how much of the cask are you consuming there?
As much as possible. I'm just like dumping it all over me.
Whatever he doesn't spill on it.
Yeah.
Everything else is going in his mouth.
Oh my god, that's amazing. All right, so so just for flavor and just because he's clearly showing off here, go ahead and make a performance check, Ragnus.
Oh, come on, Dougie. I need a 1 or a 20.
A nice fighter charisma check here. Nice.
Right down the middle.
All right, so just as you described it, right down the middle. Yeah, you smash the crate a little bit, and it bust up your hand a little bit, but who cares? You're splashing it all over the place, but just as much goes in as out. And now, could you please make a Constitution save?
All right. Oh
yes, attaboy.
Oh, I don't know what that was.
Uther is looking at you. He's looking at this display of Goliath downing 3/4 of an entire cask of whatever alcohol this is, spilling it to the sides, yes, but most of it going like right into him. After you are done, Ragnus, he's looking at you, almost anticipating like something going on. You just turn, stare him straight in the eyes, just deadpan, no expression that he's consumed like enough alcohol that would probably kill a normal sized man and sit in a single standing. Just stone face, stone Goliath. Yeah, you handled that like a champ.
And just like looking toward friend, I'll like take out a little hand axe I have and just like slam it into the table. Like, I will remember when our job is done, friend. Now please, more ale.
Friend is like, that was the entire cask. I have to order more.
And
I'm not going anywhere.
Zarxius will pick up the hourglass and like, looking at it and realizing that, it's not even halfway through, we'll just look at Ragnus and be like, you might have a problem, dude. Maybe we can pick this back up whenever we get back. That the next one will be a celebration.
Fine. I guess it is still early.
Yeah, it's not even 10 o'clock yet.
Jesus.
Zakkid's gonna look over at Zarxius, kind of just like do that, like what the hell, like shaking his hand, of like in his mind being like, "You're the one that got these drinks."
Zarxius,
not saying anything, but that's what's going through his head.
Zarxius is just gonna give him the shoulder shrug. Then what? Like, stop! Don't act like you're surprised. Um,
That's awesome.
So yeah, then we'll just well, Brent, we'll be back. Yeah, hopefully all of us will be back this time. And then yeah, we'll just start walking towards the towards the door.
Yeah, you just
And
get a
as
slight nod from Brent.
and as we're walking, I'm gonna say to the rest of the party, like, shall we go find Shane and see if she would like to accompany us?
Zakkid will kind of look up and say, I ran into her. She wasn't very specific with where she wanted to go, but it seemed she was traveling west. Or no, sorry, east.
Figure we could just, throw her a line, see if she wants to. If not, that's fine too. We obviously don't need her.
And yeah, Zakkid will start like walking out the door. And as they step out, Zakkid's gonna like turn to Ragnus and kind of like I am up and down trying to like get an idea of who this guy is and walk up. And as they're walking, I'm gonna reach into my pack and kind of pull out the armor that I've kind of like spent the last couple days like preparing, and I'm gonna look at him and just say, "Well, if you're gonna be traveling with us, we better make sure we're all equipped well. This belonged to a previous party member. I hope it serves you better than it served him."
Like looking at the key. You think I'm worthy of these?
For now, traveling together, you've become at least a temporary part of our party, and for that, I want to make sure we all get out alive. I can't lose another party member.
I understand. So I will take the message from Zakkid. I'll take good care of him.
He travels with us now. And yes, he's gonna a hand over, just beautifully adorned with, a vestige to Bahamut almost. Blessed at a temple, inscribed with Theron's initials under one of the shoulder pads.
Awesome.
And then I guess as they continue to walk around, after that, just as we walk, Zakkid is gonna explain to the rest of the party about the missing healer of the temple, and that we've been asked to keep an eye out for his whereabouts.
Yeah, we can certainly keep an eye out. Maybe he decided to check out this spider pit as well.
The priest at the shrine did say he was a fan of foraging. So maybe you're correct. Maybe north into the forest is where we'll find some evidence of his whereabouts.
So what action should we take first?
Well, we were told to go to the Teahouse to talk to
Prince Drow.
Drow contact for more information.
All right.
Yeah, I guess the Geagles are heading over to the Teahouse.
Yeah, you guys make your way across town to the Teahouse. Sorry, just going through my notes here because of what I wrote for that part. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you guys, make your way over to the Teahouse. Lively scene in there as always. It's a popular haunt here, even more so than the taverns. They're more tea drinkers than they are alcohol drinkers here in the Elver City of Bysaes Tyl. But it's a lovely scene, cozy ambience. Amandra recognizes you, certainly Zakkid, as you come in, and the rest of you, she recognizes the party you came and pick them up later. And she, bids you all welcome.
Hello. Just gonna warm myself by the fire.
Indeed. Is there, if there's anything I can offer you, let me know.
Yeah, I guess Zakkid will just kind of request, have you happened to see any drows? We were told there might be one here to find.
Amandra, politely, she's like, well, don't usually like to point out people, patrons here, but I suppose if it's with good reason. Kethy there in the corner is the only person I know matching your description. Nods to the bottom left-hand corner of the room.
I appreciate it, and I'll have a cup of, let's just say, a house recommended tea.
She's like, here, I have some already prepared for you and your party. 1 silver. And has some house black tea for you all ready to go. It's the house specialty. It's a warm, steaming mug of just your standard black tea. It's, well balanced. It's, not too herbal. It's not too woody. Nice little bit of a caffeine kick to it. Very popular. Served up to all 4 of you there. She goes around, hands you off mugs.
Oh, this is quite good.
Not
like ale, but
I'm gonna just continue to kind of like walk around the tea house.
Okay.
So,
sipping my tea.
So I'm gonna walk away for a little bit. So I'm just gonna be hanging out with Ragnus and Rok. But I'll still have my earpiece in, so if you need something, just holler at me.
All right, no worries, man.
Yeah.
And,
so
and you can talk to Kathy if you want to. Like, I mean, you don't have to wait for me to do that or anything.
Yeah, Zakkid's just gonna kind of, take a scan of, the person that was pointed out to him, and kind of just that direction of the tea house.
Absolutely, make it. Yeah. Make a either an investigation or a perception check, whatever you feel more embodies what you're doing here. Whether you're directly looking and scanning, or whether you're more just getting a sense of the area.
Yeah, it's a more scanning, like
okay,
intently for like any signs of something else.
Absolutely. It seems to be the woman there who who was pointed to, sitting in the corner by herself. It's this lone dark elf woman. Her hair is pulled back in a ponytail. She's wearing dark robes. She has a wooden staff nearby, which is just kind of resting on the wall. And she just kind of seems to be sitting there quietly sipping her tea. She has a book open in her lap that she is reading.
Right.
And that's about it.
Noticing Zakkid is kind of wandering to this area. He's gonna follow suit too and check out what's going on.
Right on.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of like walk up to this person. Actually, I'll just kind of like sit beside them with my tea, and just kind of like nod, kind of like a silent hello.
He has a furrowed look on his face. He just seems to be kind of concentrating, looking downwards, something clearly on his mind. He barely rouses himself from his thoughts and looks at you. He's kind of gives a half-hearted hello, and then right back to his own thoughts.
I guess I'll kind of keep an eye out for what Zarxius and Ragnus are doing, but I'll kind of keep an eye on this character, but kind of respecting that he doesn't seem to want to, at least outwardly engage. I'll kind of take a sip of my tea, stand up, and kind of continue towards. What was her name? Kathy.
Kathy, yes.
And I will sit down right beside her and kind of like almost look at her like we've met before. Just like, oh, like I'm sitting down with an old friend.
Ragnus will do the same. He'll come and sit beside her, but he'll just look at her and he won't say a word. He'll just be like, just kind of grunt, just stare at her.
She's going to just kind of, obviously, her book, looks up. She sees the two people looking around, looking very closely at her. Yes. Can I help you?
Zakkid is awkwardly just gonna. He's actually gonna pour her a cup, or like top off her tea with the magic kettle. And while he does it, he's just gonna say, "We were led towards you by Ithrie. You said you might have some information about Web Spinner's Chasm."
Visibly shooken by the name that you said there, Web Spinner's Chasm. And she looks to you, Zakkid. She says, I don't know you. I don't answer questions from people I don't know. And with that, she puts her head back down dismissively into her book and kind of tries to pretend to read.
Zakkid's just going to kind of look over at Ragnus. Look back into the Teahouse at Zarxius and just kind of like shrug his shoulders like, are we sure this is the right person?
Ragnus is just gonna like reach over and gently but he's like huge, but he's gonna gently grab the book out of her hands.
Okay. Make a intimidation check, Ragnus.
Um, 14?
Oh, man, just missed. Alright, so she is, she seems pretty annoyed by this action. She stands up, she picks up her staff, she says, I don't have the time to be accosted by the likes of you. You, hand me my book back. Their hand directly out, looking right at you, but not showing like, just obviously a healthy respect that you could obviously snap her, but with looking you in the eye as a warrior does, Ragnus, as you've seen before. The will is strong in this one.
So I'll hand the book toward her, but I won't like release the grip. I'll just tell her like, look, we don't want to waste time and we don't want to bother you. We just need the information necessary to move forward.
What would the likes of you want to do with Web Spinner's Chasm?
I think we share a common goal. We're there to remove unwanted guests. That's all.
She kind of sighs. She looks over you at Zakkid. I'll take that tea now, I suppose. And she sits back down.
Ragnus will like just release the grasp of the book. It's like having like an appreciative smile, like a thank you. Finally, some cooperation.
That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, man.
Well, no, I was just going to say, Zakkid's just going to look and say, so tell us everything you know.
Yes, it is true. I briefly spent time with the cult in Web Spinner's Chasm. I was lost for a time. I am one of the only dark elves in Bysaes Tyl. It's better here than in the human cities, but I'm still treated with prejudice and disgust. I met a group of people in the wilds who were outcasts like me. They had no home in Xhorhas, nor one here in the Empire. Can you truly fault me for feeling empathy for them?
You're not worried anybody's gonna follow you? your absence will go unnoticed. They'll just let you leave.
You were right, that it was not easy to rip myself from this cult. They are not good people. The things they make you do. They worship a very old god, a very evil god. But I put enough distance between myself and them, for the time being, at least.
I respect that. Leaving the tribe is not the easiest, nor the safest. You have to take calculated steps, because I don't think they'll just let you go. But if you let us help, you won't have to worry about it.
Tell you, they don't usually leave the area around the chasm, because there's something inside the chasm which they worship, stay very close to. I've never seen what it was, but I've heard them refer to it. And shit, I have the name of what they refer to it, guys, but I gotta look at my notes for that, and I'll tell you what that is. But she tells you what the name is. Again, I don't know what this is, but it is the source of their worship. One of their most powerful members left them, not long before I joined. Their leader seemed keen on having me take her place. Cults of Lolth require a priestess to truly commune with the Spider Queen. I was that woman in their mind. I escaped before too much of my own soul could be taken.
Zakkid is going to look at her and just say, we've all been lost and we've all made mistakes. I was lucky to find a new patron myself, but I'm glad you were able to escape and come to your senses. But we must travel into Webspinner's Chasm.
I understand. They are evil people, and they do deserve the fate that you intend to deliver. But be careful, that's all I can say. And understand that the cult is only the beginning of the danger of Webspinner's Cavern. What lies in its deepest recesses, I do not even know. But you must prepare yourself. The world of Lolth is a world of desiccation, death. All love for the surface world and for good is shut from their lives. I am Drow. I am a creature of physical darkness. But I am not evil. I will live the rest of my life bearing scars from my time in Webspinner's Chasm.
Ragnus just we'll look over to Zakkid. Well, I'm ready. Are you?
Zakkid will kind of look towards Ragnus, look back. Look back at Kefi, and will just say, I am truly sorry. And kind of stand up, hands on his knees, and just say, well, let's collect the rest of the party, and we should be on the way.
Wish you luck.
Thank you.
So, as we're walking out, Zarxius is going to basically just be like, give me a quick summation of what she said. My mom was here, so I was talking to her, and I was trying to listen to her, and I couldn't do it, so.
So basically, she was part of a cult in Webspinner's Chasm that worshipped Loth, the Spider Queen. And she was kind of being groomed as the next kind of high priestess of the cult.
Okay. And why is she? Why is she here?
She specifically here because it's a little bit it's a little less kind of prejudice towards her being a drow.
But I mean, like, so is she no longer?
No, she escaped.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, she like kind of came to her senses and
Gotcha.
hightailed it out of there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like we can trust her?
There wasn't much she said to lead us astray in any way, shape, or form. All we know now is that there is a cult within the chasm. So perhaps we're a little bit more prepared than before.
Sure. Sounds good.
Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna start heading out of the Teahouse.
All right. Just make your way back outside the Teahouse and find yourselves. Let's get you back where you are. So you guys find yourselves outside the Teahouse, top northwesternmost corner of Bysaes Tyl, armed with this fresh knowledge from Kethy, the former cult member of the crew in Webspinner's Cavern. You guys want to end it there for the night? Might be a good spot.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think.
Just back. You guys can hit the ground or hit the road or whatever.
Yeah, well, I'll just kind of like end with like Zakkid starting to head towards the library.
Oh, okay.
So like, next time I can remember what I wanted to do before we left.
You want to do a quick library run, or what's everybody feeling?
Or like if it's just me going in, I can do it with you. But if everyone wants to hear it, all the more than that.
Well, I was say the only thing I need to remember next time is to pick up my duck.
Right. Okay. So we still got some business here. So yeah, why don't let's bookmark it there, boys, because if Rok wants to get something done too, and Bysaes Tyl before you guys hit the road, we can do that. So yeah, we got notes of Zarxius having to stop by the woodworker, Zakkid hitting the library there, and then seeing if Rok has anything else he needs done.
Ragnus will go back to the tent behind the tavern and kind of actually put that armor that Zakkid gave me on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you start spending the next hour, Ragnus there, getting that armor on. And
Giant Goliath fighting in the tent. I'm trying to put the armor on. God damn it.
Absolutely. So is it still in your inventory, Zakkid? I'm guessing yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so move that over to you, Ragnus. Feel free to equip that adamantine splint at any time.
Very much.
As you spent the next hour getting that on.
So is Shane still in the town somewhere? That we know of?
Shane Yeah, go ahead, Zakkid.
As far as we know, like last we saw her, she's in the temple, and she said she had some business to conclude.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, so with that little bit of business concluded there. Yeah, another RP heavy sesh there, guys, but you turned in a quest, got some more XP.
Yeah,
have fun, Cal. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm just gonna say, like, it's one of the first times I felt like fully